Rosey app and try out that rewind feature. My show on your time. Test it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Welcome to the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. We are also on the Odyssey app. AUDACY. Go get that app right now. And I promise you, all the snow and ice will go away. The cold will leave your world, and it's going to be a much more pleasant place with the sunshine and the happiness. So get that Odyssey app right now. And also, if you want to subscribe to us on X, YouTube, Facebook, we are streaming on there right now. X at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, YouTube, The Mark Hoke Show, and we're firing the Instagram and the TikTok up, by the way. Also at The Mark Hoke Show. So got a lot of stuff from last night's Future Stars of Wrestling show. We're going to talk about that a little bit too, along with, oh man, I'll tell you, there was actually some good wrestling TV. There really was. I'm not kidding. But we also had some drama as well. And to talk about that, and, you know, I'm sure he's freezing his little tootsies off. He's, you know, got the, I don't know. Are you wearing some slippers, Phil Stamper, president of wrestling?
I am in layers. I don't even, whatever this fleece thing is, like I'm wrapped and ready to go.
Man, all you need is a Snuggie and you'd be all right.
This more or less is like,
Phil Stamper.
I have like a one of my judo rash guards on, like.
What are you? My God, light a fire or something, dude.
There is. I was wrong. I said it was 22. It's 19 outside.
Oh, it's 19.
19.
You got a wind chill?
Last I looked, it was -2.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's almost Dakota weather right there, man.
Well, it can stay in Dakota, not in Maryland.
You poor guy.
No, I will say, we've lucked out. Where I am at in Maryland, we've gotten a lot less snow. It's driving more into the north. So northern Maryland, Pennsylvania, New York, they're going to get hammered. I think Boston is going to get like 2 feet. So unfortunately for us, we're about to get some ice starting in about an hour. So
yeah, that's almost worse than getting a bunch of snow.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, we want to wish everybody that is in the path of the storm, be safe. Don't be stupid. Just make a snowman, have some hot chocolate, bundle yourself up, but not quite as bad as Phil here. He's, looks like you look like a bear.
Oh,
it's all good. But yeah, join us on our live stream. We would love to hear your comments. Hop in there on X, YouTube, and Facebook, and talk about what happened on the show. Before we get into all this drama surrounding a certain wrestler,
I want to have like a musical interlude every time you say drama. There's like a dun dun dun.
I need a producer in the studio. I've got one of these days. I'm going to beg for that. Look, if anybody can spare $30 a month or $30 a week to get me so I can pay a producer in here, that would be fantastic. Anyway, yeah, don't get me started on that one. But I want to congratulate Future Stars of Wrestling last night. Got to go to the show at the HyperX Arena at the Luxor. And first off, it's funny that I'd never been there, even though they do all sorts of poker stuff in there too. They started doing that after I got out of poker. But man, I'll tell you, what a great facility. You got high ceilings, the lighting, the LED boards, just a great venue. You don't have some shisty guy over there selling popcorn that was sitting in the back of his truck for 6 weeks and stale candy. Man, we got bar, we got food service, all sorts of great stuff. I mean, just a wonderful facility last night. I'm sitting there looking over at Tom Lawler and Jake Black and the commentary board with the big LED board behind them. And it was just sensational. And, I hope Joe can run more shows there, because now the the setting matched the talent really for the first time last night. And it was just a great experience for everybody. Got to see a lot of people. The new commissioner, by the way, of Future Stars of Wrestling, Chris Bay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He commissioned last night. He had to do a little work. Had a little fiasco in the main event with Derek Bateman and Jay Vidal messing with G Sharp and Kenny King, who apparently is moving to Austin, by the way. So he's bailing on Vegas. It's pretty crazy stuff, but a great night, and I want to just congratulate them. And I hope, Phil, they can stay in that facility because you have so much great talent at FSW, and to be able to have them at a place like that and be on the Las Vegas Strip, it's huge for an independent promotion.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, that sounds amazing. I think a lot of what some productions are, I think a lot of what some promotions are missing is great production. So having that kind of visual setup that you mentioned, I think that sounds great.
Yeah. So you got to get out here and see it, Phil, man. See, you were begging to go on a vacation. You should have just flown out here this weekend.
I really should have. If there were any planes, apparently there was, because of this storm goes, I think it at its peak when it started to hit here on the East Coast in Maryland, like the back end of it was in New Mexico. So this is like a gigantic storm.
Yeah, it is.
I think last I heard, I don't even know if he made it home. Sam, because of TNA, Sammy Callahan was in New Mexico. They were filming, and I messaged him yesterday, and I was like, "Hey, so how did everything go?" He's like, "I'm stuck in New Mexico."
Wow.
Until I think tomorrow. Actually, I think until tomorrow.
Wow. Well, yeah, I could go make that left turn at Albuquerque. Be all right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, so once again, congratulations to FSW, and I hope they can keep going in there because that was a blast last night. And I've got some pictures up all over social media, so check that out. Phil, a fishing term is catch and release.
Mm-hmm.
You catch the fish and then you let it go. We had a release and catch in pro wrestling this week. We were talking about this last week with Matt Black, and I mentioned Trey Miguel. Everything's okay with Trey, and Matt's usually not wrong, but I don't think we saw this coming, as the Rascals had been signed, all four of them, but AEW for some reason released Trey Miguel. It's saying that it relates back to some comments he made back in 2020, kind of similar to the Jay Briscoe situation, and TNA just snapped him right back up. Mm-hmm. What a bizarre situation, Phil. Have you heard anything about what has been going on with Trey Miguel and this whole thing?
Basically the same thing you just mentioned, that there were old tweets, but also seemingly some of the people involved in those tweets have also said we were all young and stupid and we have all apologized to each other and everything's good. Like, if anybody's still harping on it, like, it's done. So even surprised to see some of the people who spoke up on his behalf too. That's really all I know. I was happy to see that. I'm never one for anybody to lose a job, so I'm happy that TNA brought him back, because he had just left. So there could have been resentment there, but he's back in action, and won the briefcase. So hey, he's around for at least a minute.
Yeah, this whole thing. Look, people make mistakes, and I don't know what it is with Warner Brothers Discovery and someone making a homophobic comment from 10 years ago that seems to get under the craw. And it wasn't great, but you could tell he was just jaw jacking with somebody. Yeah. There was a social media beef going on, and everybody was acting like married couples and just saying the nastiest thing they could to each other. And it happens, but man, this is, and I just feel bad for Trey, because to me, and look, and Wesley is a great wrestler, but to me, Trey Miguel, easily the best of the Rascals. And I think it's a shame that he's out of there. I really do.
I think the thing that a lot of people miss about pro wrestling is that they look at a wrestler's social media, and they're like, oh, that's really them. Everything they're saying and they're doing, or when they watch a promo, like that's them as a person, and they can't split out. Well, this is a sports entertainment. There's things that are said sometimes in the either heat of moment, sometimes as a character of that person. I'm not even necessarily saying this is what Trey did, but I feel like when you say like, well, why would Warner Brothers Discovery, make this decision? Because it's, they're not necessarily dealing with Henry Cavill making a statement like that, but it's a different kind of personality. So I understand a mainstream company going, we have questions we don't understand. I mean, even in my wrestling life, and I'm always cognizant. I mean, I'm not saying where, but in my life outside of wrestling, I have an office job. I work at a university, and I'm very cognizant, especially when I'm a heel. The things I say can come back to haunt me in real life if I'm not cautious, because people don't understand that separation. And I was in a job interview at a school, and it was one of those Zoom interviews where there's 14 people on the screen, and everybody's asking me multiple questions, and this one guy's just sitting back in his chair, not saying anything. And finally, I see him. He leans forward. Now, Philip, I've taken a look at your social media. And it's like, I'm like, I don't say anything that bad. And he's like, what would you do if a parent challenged you on your position that you don't meet the values of our institution? And it was like, I mean, okay, valid question. I thought I gave a very valid response. I could tell he was not satisfied. Everybody else in the room was like, oh yeah, I see that. I understand what you're saying. He was not. So I understand when it comes from a different perspective outside of wrestling that there might be a question. Okay, I get it. The fact that so many people came back out and was like, nope, this is overdone. We've all apologized. Everything's good.
I wish it would have been good enough.
Right.
It should have been.
Yeah.
It should have been. And I feel bad for Trey, but it is amazing that, TNA, who is on AMC and working with WWE, we're like, whatever, and just welcome right back in the fold. And I think that to a point, it really makes Warner Brothers look kind of petty and, snotty a little bit. It's like, everybody else will work with him. Why won't you?
Right. And it might have been bad that I brought up Henry Cavill because of Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure Henry will forgive us, but he still should be Superman, by the way. But, but it's also funny you brought that up too, because, there was a promo that Hulk Hogan cut that was making the rounds on Tony Atlas. He and Tony were apparently working together to try and say the meanest, nastiest things they could, and Hogan made some black references in there that probably wouldn't be on television today. But, they were planning it out. It was a promo. And, just, I don't know, man. I think people need to lighten up a little bit, but going on to TNA now, Trey Miguel gets thrown right back into the mix as show number 2, at least from the start of the show to the end of the show, better than last week. Thank God. And we had the Feast or Fired match, and Trey Miguel gets one of the cases. People did say, we're saying, that TNA could do one of the funniest things of all time and have Trey have the fired briefcase, which would be unbelievable. Trey even, made a joke about that. But a better week for TNA until after the show was over. But we'll get to that in a second. But a better effort by TNA this week.
I think so, and that seems to be the regard or the note all around.
Yeah, I mean, last week was a disaster. It couldn't have gone too much worse for him than what it did.
I don't want to say disaster.
No, it was a disaster. Let's be frank. Let's be honest.
I don't think it was their best foot, but also, some things had changed in production. So, I'm glad this week sort of was a better step.
Yeah, and we also had a change with the system as we kicked out Moose. He gone, and JDC's also gone out of there too. And Cedric Alexander, Bear Bronson are now in the system. Well, I think a couple of good guys to throw in there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I've had the opportunity to work with Bear Bronson a couple of times. He's great. He's a really great guy. So every interaction I've had with him has been great.
Awesome. Well, that's good to know that he didn't kill you.
Still surviving.
Congratulations. Well, but the problem for TNA ended up being after the show. And if you did not see this, oh my God, Phil, what a disaster on the TNA Plus app. The audio was running from the taping that was going on as they're taping for next week's show. And it got revealed that Eddie Edwards, and if you don't want a spoiler, cover your ears for a couple seconds, that Eddie Edwards got the world championship briefcase in the Feast or Fired match. But man, I'll tell you what, after last week's really rough show, that Phil is kind of inexcusable. What a mistake by TNA on that one. You're scared to say anything. Come on,
I don't know
Phil.
what
Look,
to say.
if I screw up on this show, look, it happens. But man, that's a big one. That is a big one.
Things happen.
They do.
I mean, wrestling is live. I mean, in this case, it was live. So, live and then a pre-tape. So,
yeah.
You just got to make it work. And I don't know if I should say what. I was on an event the other day, and something was a question, and the biggest comment response was, "We can change the rules." It's like, oh yeah, that's true. Let's do that.
Yeah, I guess they're just gonna have to go with it. But man, that's a rough one for TNA too. So guys, third time's a charm. It'll be okay. We still love you, TNA. You're the little engine that never dies, no matter what. But wow, what a slip up for TNA. But I'm sorry, I just can't get over that one. That one's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Phil's giggling on the live stream over there.
I don't know what to say.
I know. Just man, it is the worst feeling when you leave that mic open. I've done it on air. I've done. The last one I had was when I was doing Steve Sanchez's show, and I accidentally left his mic open when I went to the bathroom. And Steve, I mean, he didn't say anything bad or anything like that. It was like, oh, Mark must have gone to the bathroom or something. Went out on the air, and I'm like, oh shoot, that's bad.
To be fair, fan chants are worse than that sometimes.
Right. So
I mean, and WWE is the only one now censoring some of the fan chants. So.
Yeah, they need to just give that up. By the way, just let it roll. Let it roll. Lighten.
Like, come on.
Yeah, lighten up, guys. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, oh man, enjoyable WWE TV. Holy cow! It happened. It happened 3 times this week. I'm in shock. No offense, guys. But we've got a whole lot more coming at you on the Mark Hoke Show. We'll talk about that. The Royal Rumbles this weekend. And somebody got lucky and got on AEW. We will be right back.
If the gifts, parties, and feasts did a number on your year-end liquidity, don't sweat it. Dollar Loan Center is here to get you back on track within minutes in 2020.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Man, I suppose I should get organized in here. Holy cow. Just banging buttons all over the place. Oh, Phil, I need a producer. I really need a producer. Come out here and work at the station. It'd be fun. No?
Find me a job.
There's jobs.
Yeah.
Get your job in the sports book too, man. I'll be at the link today from 11 to 7, taking your bets and taking your money and hopefully giving you some back. So come join us out there. That'll be fun. And don't forget to join us also February 4th, AEW Dynamite and Collision coming up at the Pearl Theater at the Palms. It was great to see everybody last night at the FSW card, and I haven't seen some of the guys and fans for a while, and would love to see it out there at the Pearl Theater too. Great venue to watch wrestling. Get those, and I'm gonna tell you, get those balcony seats. The ones with the orchestral balconies, they're awesome. They're awesome. You'll have a great time. I wonder if they'll do what they did with TNA and put the announced teams in one of those. But it's going to be a terrific show. You've been seeing AEW has just been putting on some lights out shows over the past few weeks, and I expect nothing less. So once again, February 4th, join everybody, all your wrestling pals in Las Vegas for the AEW Dynamite and Collision shows coming up, Pearl Theater at the Palms, 4:30 next Wednesday night. Yeah. Once again, Phil, plane. Hop on one.
I should have.
God, man.
Saturday morning, I should have left.
It's all good. Phil Stamper joining us, the president of wrestling. You can follow him at Trust and Phil. And if you want to know what's going on in the indie circuit, by the way, all across this country, Phil puts together an amazing list. So you got to follow him on X. It is just an amazing pile of work that Phil does. Don't know how you do it, but you do it. So follow him at Trust in Phil on X. Phil,
lots of insomnia.
I bet. Jeez, promoters emailing you. That's got to be a nightmare. Has to be a nightmare.
My favorite ones are like, so I mean, the list is so long, and I have to source, and when I can work on it, I work on it, and I can't get everybody. Like I just because I can't see everybody all at once and do all of that in a week. Like that'd be great if I could, but it is a lot of work. And my favorite are when I get promoters who message me going, "I'm so mad at you. You didn't include us." And I'm like, it's not intentional. I just didn't get to you. I didn't see you. I'm so sorry. Like, I'll gladly add you. Why don't you send me your show information next time? And I will make sure it gets it. They don't send to me anything.
Yeah, you got to email Phil. Just put like, Phil, you suck. Put my listing in.
But
I mean,
again, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Will that work if they put that in the header?
Go for it. Phil, you
there it is. Problem solved. That's what we do on the Mark Hoke Show. By the way, our friend Javon Campbell, 8357, says, I want to see Dude Hoke come back after a break with a lava lamp. We talked about a lava lamp last week. Javon, just for you, I'm going to work on that. They're not easy to find. I mean, I suppose it's hop on Amazon. I'm sure there's one out there. Maybe Phil will send me one for Valentine's Day.
Five Below has them. In preparation for the weather, because we're expecting an ice storm, so we know we're going to lose some power probably. My mom wanted tap lights, so I couldn't find them at any store, and randomly a clerk at one of the stores was like, "Go to Five Below." So go there, and they had tap lights.
Huh. All right.
And I saw lava lamps there, and I was like, "Oh, I never thought about Five Below."
All right. Well, there's a Five Below near my house. I'll give it a look just for Javon. I love our fans. They come up with the craziest ideas sometimes. Well, Phil, I guess I'll go WWE because this week, I got to say, after SmackDown having one of the worst ratings they ever had last week, we actually had 3 really good shows with Raw and SmackDown, and Saturday night's main event was pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun to see. I mean, to me, the best thing that happened on Raw is Natty's bad. I'm so happy that she managed to convince WWE to take on the Natty Neidhart personality. She turned on Maxine Dupree. So now we're going to get them beating each other up for a while, which is going to be fantastic. But Phil, Natty is a heel. Are you happy?
Oh, I'm very happy. I'm so pleased. I think she's happy too.
Oh, she's got to be thrilled.
Just she gets to cause mayhem. That's always fun.
Well, she's been doing so much work in the dungeon too. I mean, I would imagine that really gets your juices flowing to, do some bad things to people when you get the chance. But she's been stuck in that. Hi, I'm Natty. I'm the mom around here. I'm the den mother.
Yeah.
And now she gets to crush some people like she's been doing at Bloodsport, which has been really cool to watch. I got to see her wrestle a match out here in Las Vegas on Bloodsport, as doing the Natty personality. And it was so much fun. So much fun. So I can't wait to see where this goes, Phil. Could it possibly lead to a world championship run at some point? Do you think it could happen?
Right now, just let her be brutal. Just run through people and then get to that point where it feels organic, that now she's caused so much mayhem that the fan base is so supportive. I mean, the fan base, I think, is already supportive, but make it feel like it's been pushed through. This is one of those times where it's like, we can make it happen. We can build her. We can make it feel like it's an organic thing that's building up, and let her grab that championship.
I just never understood how they booked Natty like they did. She's a Neidhart. She's a heart.
Mm-hmm.
The legacy and the heart dungeon and everything else that is behind her, and they just never used it.
Well, and when I say this, she's definitely gone way past this point. But think about when she first started in wrestling. She wasn't a wrestler. She was an announcer. And so she developed herself to be the athlete she is now. And so I sometimes wonder, is there this weird perception from somebody on high that's like, well, we can't see her like that because we know her as this. And does that retain somewhere in somebody's really weird logic bank? Like, I think of the example, like Raven. Here's, Scott Levy, who leaves the WWE, goes to ECW, becomes Raven, goes to WCW, is Raven, goes back to WWE. When did we hire back Scott Levy?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a famous quote from Vince McMahon, and that Raven was like, well, nothing's going to happen for me here. So somewhere there might be an odd perception of her. So it's like, you know what? Break through that perception. Cody Rhodes was able to do that through that management. Why can't a Natty Neidhart?
Yeah, I agree. So look, really, really excited to see what comes with Natty here. And like I said, if you haven't watched her do that, I mean, she did. It was funny. If you remember the joint show they did with Triple A a while ago, where Triple H and everybody was Nick Khan was sitting at ringside, and she came out as the Natty personality in that match, and just looked great. And I think she was trying to send a statement. So, yeah, very good. Let's see. And Javon also says in the chat box here, Ivy Nile can be Natty's new apprentice to feud with Maxine Dupree.
Ooh,
that's not bad.
I like
that. Javon trying to get on the creative team over there. Take Road Dogg's place, who resigned, by the way, if you didn't know that. So
I had not heard that.
Yeah. Apparently he jumped off the ship, but we'll have to double check that. But because if you didn't hear it, I'm shocked. But I did see that one. But we also on Friday Night SmackDown, man, I'll tell you, some great matches on Friday Night SmackDown. And is Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes, are they like wrestling soulmates? I mean, what matches they are putting on. Oh my God. And one thing that blows me away is that Ilya, if you saw him wrestle Gunther and actually were paying attention to that a few years ago, you knew he was capable of doing this. And you knew Carmelo was capable of doing this too, watching him on NXT. And somehow both of them kind of just disappeared for a little bit and kind of faded back in the ether. And now they've stormed their way to the front. And boy, do they look good, man. They look unbelievable.
True. I'm stuck. So I got stuck because I'll be honest, I missed a little bit of some Saturday night's main event.
Oh, that's okay.
and so I'm catching up on one side, and I just now saw the promo between with Cody Rhodes.
Cody and Jacob, yeah,
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, they went there.
they did.
Because I still know a promoter who's pretty mad at Jacob Fatu. So I'm looking at that, I'm like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, but isn't it great to see the we'll get to Cody and Jacob in a minute, but isn't it great to see those two guys really getting featured and getting the fans respect?
Yeah,
for
I mean,
what
the second
they can do.
Jacob Fatu got there, but it wasn't that actually that was like in his first promo segment was like, yeah, people are cheering, but it isn't for you, it's for him.
Yeah. Yeah, and Cody and Jacob had that terrific promo. Boy, if Cody, and I know that they're saying that Cody's never going to turn heel, or it would be way down the road. But if Cody ever goes heel, man, he could be a real prick, can't he?
Yeah, I'm all for it. I thought right before he left AEW, I was like, okay, now they're going to finally turn him heel because he needs to be. And they whatever happened, and that didn't happen. So it's like, all right, so bring in an American Nightmare heel at the WWE. I think that could make more money. That could make money in a different way.
Yes, it could. Yes, it could. Well, we all know how this goes. You have a guy like Roman Reigns who just you really turn him loose and off he goes. But yeah, so Cody and Jacob Fatu had just a fantastic promo, and if you haven't seen it, man, Jacob won me over again. I almost forgot how good he was on the mic until that. That was sensational, putting Cody Rhodes in his place. Then they got a little fight on Saturday night, and Saturday night's main event actually was fun. It wasn't a pile of throwaway garbage like it's been recently. This was some pretty good stuff. Let me pull my results here real quick for Saturday night's main event. Really nice tag match for the women as Rhea Ripley and Io Sky defend their titles. I'll get to that second match in a minute. Sami Zayn, and this one might have everybody a little bit riled up. I think because of the fact that the Rumble's in Saudi, that maybe we saw this coming. But Sami Zayn wins the Fatal 4-Way over Damian Priest, Randy Orton, and Trick Williams to become the number one contender for the Undisputed Championship. He will meet Drew McIntyre, the man he hasn't been able to beat at the Royal Rumble. Phil, do you like the choice? And is there any chance that Sammy's going to win this match?
I think there's always a chance. I think putting the championship on Drew McIntyre did do a change up of things to make our perspective go a little wonky. Like, oh, this is what you're doing. I can see it. Because there was that little tease that they tried to put in. Will Sammy join up with Drew McIntyre? And I don't know, that's not happening. No. So now I'm like, okay, there is that chance because they've been sort of dangling this little carrot for a while with Sami Zayn of like maybe one day possibly. And I hate to say that Drew McIntyre has been the guy that they've been doing that kind of change with people sometimes, that he's the intermediary person. I hate that because I think he did so well, especially during the pandemic era. So there's like part of me that's like, I don't want to see that happen to Drew, but Sammy deserves it. So I am curious. Like, it's making me pay attention.
Yeah. It's going to be fascinating to see who comes up on that. No contest in the Jacob Fatu Cody Rhodes match. Drew McIntyre gets involved in that, kills everybody, and God bless Drew McIntyre for that. He's an amazing human being. But we had AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura, a match thrown together right before the this card, and man, they did the throwbacks. It let them go 20 minutes, and these guys, of course, have wrestled a ton of times in Japan. Mm-hmm. And man, that's fun. That's just fun. And of course, AJ for the Royal Rumble has his career on the line against Gunther, which I can't believe that they'd let Gunther retire AJ this fast. But a great evening for Saturday night's main event and for AJ Styles and Shinsuke. That match had to be fun to do.
So I read a brief interview with AJ Styles this morning where he had new gear made for Royal Rumble, and when he found out that he was going to be wrestling Shinsuke, he's like, "This is when I'm debuting it."
Nice.
He wasn't going to wait for Rumble.
Yeah, and we got reminded again how good Shinsuke Nakamura is too.
Mhm.
So yeah, and also in the chat box, 2-man's out there, 2-man 316. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke got New Japan vibes, and now that Evil may be coming to WWE, yeah, that's pretty interesting too. By the way, because of course, man, Sky's going to be happy when he comes. Yeah, more ways than one. Hey, but anyway, Evil possibly coming to New Japan because Tony doesn't like him. So, what do you think of that? Do you think Evil makes any big waves if he comes to WWE?
See, that's the question that's in my brain, because it's like, all right, where would I put him in? How would I fit him in? Where would I go? Or I hate to say, does he follow the trope of like, well, he's just this is a horrible WWE quote. He's just another international guy.
Yeah,
we don't want to really put that much effort or energy in that direction. It's like, well, then why bring him?
right.
I get challenged by that. You're a worldwide company, and I get, of course, you're number one in the United States. You're a big, of course, media presence in America, and stretching across the entire world. Have some more global perspective. I'm okay with that. Like,
But they never let him win.
yeah,
They never push these
right?
guys
Like,
to the top of the card. They'll win a U.S. title or an Intercontinental title here or there.
exactly.
But I still remember when Shinsuke and AJ faced off a while back WrestleMania, and everybody was just like, it's time for Shinsuke to win the title, and he didn't, and everybody was ticked off. And he's just gone nowhere since. And these guys, when they bring in the luchadors who are just kind of, oh, look, it's the flippy luchador guys, and here's your tag titles for a little while, congratulations.
Yeah.
And off they go. And I that's why I get so concerned when people like Evil sign with WWE, because I just feel like the burial is going to happen soon, and you're going to be wrestling on the mid card, hanging out there with like, I don't know, well, some mid carder.
Right.
Like, sorry, the example slip that I had, I apologize.
I mean, one of the nice things, though, I feel like we've bashed a little bit, but one of the good things about WWE is like they've set up their main event picture in a way where it's like, oh, at any point, these 6 people could instantly be the WWE champion. And so that feels it in a good way too, that they're not leaving it like, well, there's only this one person up top and everyone else is down below, and no one is really going to achieve it because that's our top guy. Like, I feel like they've spread the wealth a lot better than they have in the past. And so there is that realistic sense of like, oh, this person can step up. Oh, this person can. We're talking about Sami Zayn, who a few years ago would never have been talked about in the world title picture for the WWE. Not in a believable, like this could really happen kind of way. And now it's believable and really could happen.
Yeah. So we'll see how that turns out, but wish the best to Evil. And like I said, Io's going to be thrilled to death to have her man there. So good for her. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll keep looking at this WWE title situation, as Phil brought up, because it is fascinating. It is fascinating. This had kind of gotten a little narrowed down, but it's opened back up, and the Royal Rumble's coming up. We'll be previewing that later on in the show as well. So stick around. A whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, Talk to Las Vegas. Phil Stamper, I'm Mark Hoke. We'll be returning shortly.
Making money isn't all that hard, but keeping it is tough. It's why I like having a one
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Some days I want to tag team with Phil Stamper, and some days I just want to clobber him. I'm on a tag team thing today with Phil. I think it would be a good team.
I told somebody the other day, I think every tag team waits for the moment where they can break up and fight each other.
Oh man, the Rock and Roll Express don't do that. I don't know. Did Ricky and Robert ever have a match?
I feel like they had to.
They had to have at some point.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Right now, I'm sort of laughing at the Louisville, Kentucky Metro Police Department X account, sort of poking, not fun, but more like, you idiots in the ice and snow. Right, it's not safe to be on the road, so a 100% chance somebody in a lifted truck will be sideways in a ditch, and 70% chance that they'll tell us, "I'm good, bro." 0% chance they actually got it.
Yeah, wherever you are, please be safe in the storm. Look, it's at worst you're going to get some icy roads, and it's going to be miserable. So just stay home. Stay home, or walk.
DoorDash right now. You miss you don't feel safe on the road, but you're going to let a 17-year-old kid deliver your DoorDash.
Yeah, well,
in your driveway.
Life's rough sometimes, man.
Right.
That's the way it goes. But yeah, by the way, in the chat box, which you can of course get into on either X, YouTube, or Facebook, just look up Mark Hoke, and you will find me. Is the Bionic Scoop? Scoop is here. He said, Mark. He said, Phil. That means we say Scoop, who I saw last night, and I have feet pics of Scoop from yesterday.
What?
Yes. Scoop was wearing.
We don't talk about that platform.
Scoop was wearing some interesting footwear last night. I've got to put that up on X. Yeah, normally you got to pay double for that in Vegas. So amazing, but Scoop doing a fantastic job with his photography work. You just look for him on social media.
I forgot.
And Scoop, put your info in the chat box there so I can run it up. But just amazing photographer, and he's going to be at the AEW show.
Okay.
Doing photography. So you can say hi to Scoop as well. It'd be a lot of fun. Me and Scoop. Who needs the wrestling? It's just me and Scoop. Scoop in the chat box. Yeah. I'm sorry, we're totally deviating, but God forbid a man enjoys comfort in toe shoes. Yeah, I know, Scoop. I know.
You know what? I always used to be that person who was like, Crocs. Why are you wearing Crocs? And then I actually tried them, and I'm like, oh, these are rather comfortable.
I got a pair at home. I got to start busting out at some point too.
And because I didn't want like a standard pair, I have the red camo pair, and I do wear them to wrestling events sometimes. And people always go, "Oh, look, Dudley."
Oh God. Or have you ever wrestled barefoot, Phil?
Yeah. Yes. So randomly, a lot of times when I train, I'll just wrestle barefoot because judo and jiu-jitsu, you are barefoot.
Yeah.
And so in my brain, it's like, let's just go. And it kind of more became a thing when I was young, much younger. As a rib, I would work this one show, and a wrestler there would tell people that, well, Phil's from the north, and if you mess with him, he's going to mess you up. So people would come, and I didn't know this. So people would come up to me and be like, hey, Phil, we roll live, and before I was ready to do anything, it's like, all right, sure, let's go. And then months later, I asked, why do you want to keep rolling with me? And they were like, oh, well, we're kind of testing you because he said you would beat the crap out of us if we messed up.
Oh my
I
God.
was like, no, I would never do that.
Is there, I know this is totally off topic, but wrestling barefoot, I mean, of course, Kevin Von Erich made it ridiculously famous, but isn't that a little dangerous?
It can.
I mean, I just see so many potential bad things that could happen when you wrestle barefoot, but some guys love to do it.
I mean, I look at like Speedball Mike Bailey and Matt Riddle who've done it. And it's like, and again, I understand their backgrounds, but at least like Matt Riddle wears like flip-flops to the ring.
Yeah.
Because I have guys who just don't. They're just barefoot from the back to the ring. And I'm like, I don't like
no.
No.
That's gross, man. I'm sorry, but you're gonna pick up some fungi and bacteria.
I did have a moment a couple years ago where I was just running a spot and live on a show, and I guess my tennis shoes were a little too big, and I didn't realize it because they were new. And I ran the ropes to eat a big boot, and when I made the turn off hitting the ropes, my shoes fell off like mid-run. I was like, but hey, great visual. It looked like I got my teeth knocked out and my shoes got kicked off.
Nice.
Got kicked out of my boots.
Unbelievable. Oh man, and that almost took it to the end of the hour. How about that? We were talking about feet.
Lord in heaven.
That's so bad.
Hey, we are in Vegas, baby.
We are. By the way, Bionic Scoop is on social media at the Bionic Scoop everywhere. So later on, I don't know if I'll get to it until later this afternoon or tonight. But no, I don't have that account. At least not that anybody knows.
Scoop might have that account.
Oh, Scoop might. Scoop's freaky, man.
I mean, he said everywhere.
He did. He did. All right. Well, we come back. The Haymaker's going to join us. We're going to get him in here, and we're going to be talking Royal Rumble. We're going to be talking a little bit about some WrestleMania stuff, what's going on with AEW, and a whole lot more. So Phil Stamper and Eric Hay will be with us. I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us. The best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Hour 2 coming up. Get in that chat box, X, YouTube, Facebook. Just look for the Mark Hoke Show and come join us and say hi. We'll be right back.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.
Time for an oil change? Get it done right at Meineke. Our certified techs back their work with nationwide warranties so you can drive with confidence. Right now, a synthetic blend oil change is only $34.95 at all locally owned and operated centers. Plus, every visit includes a free digital e-inspection with photos and videos so you understand every recommendation. Book now at Meineke.com. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
15 million students are missing 2 or more days of school each month in the United States. This is called chronic absenteeism. Communities and Schools of Western Nevada provides free resources to help students miss fewer classes, even when transportation, housing, or healthcare are factors. Remember, being present matters. This message is sponsored by a partnership with Strengthen Our Community and Communities in Schools, aired in cooperation with the Nevada Broadcasters Association and this station.
Can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
My name is Meera Batra. I have been in this country 32 years, and this is how I live united. America has always been the land of promise, and in my community, many families have come for a better life. Coming from another culture myself, I know the desire to become part of a community, to feel at home, and to gain the tools for our children and families to succeed. So I advocate for these families with United Way. United Way empowers them to look beyond their histories and to see what opportunities are available. We help them get involved with their kids' schools, network within the community, and when we do, we unite them. We make the community stronger. What I do is something I wish someone had done for me, and I am so grateful I am able to. My name is Meera Batra. I help families see opportunities and succeed. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
KMXB HD3 Henderson, K268CS Las Vegas, 1015 FM KDAWN. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Tension mounting in Minneapolis. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox News. We are learning more after a Customs and Border Patrol agent shot and killed a 37-year-old on Saturday, and the Minnesota National Guard has been activated to some neighborhoods. Fox's Matt Finn.
Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry says he requested the guard from Governor Tim Walz, saying his local law enforcement is stretched thin after federal agents shot 37-year-old Alex Preddy. Preddy's family writing, "We are heartbroken, but also very angry. Alex wanted to make a difference in this world. Unfortunately, he will not be with us to see his impact. The sickening lies told about our son by the administration are reprehensible and disgusting. Please get the truth out about our son. He was a good man. Thank you." DHS says Preddy had a 9mm semi-automatic handgun on him and 2 full magazines when he approached agents. Officers tried to disarm Preddy, but they claim he violently resisted. An agent, fearing for his life, ultimately shot Preddy.
Protesters are demanding that federal immigration agents leave Minneapolis after 2 deadly shootings just this month. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara says police believe the man shot Alex Preddy was a lawful gun owner with a permit to carry. The snow is falling across the New York City area with dangerous conditions expected during a major winter storm. Fox's CB Cotton is in Hoboken, New Jersey.
We're really starting to notice the snow, especially accumulate on the sidewalks. You know, people across the tri-state region, which includes New York, New Jersey, and parts of southern Connecticut, well, they're expecting the area to be blanketed in snow by around 1 p.m. Eastern. And at that point, forecasters expect the snow to turn to sleet. We've already seen several salt trucks and plows on the roadways this morning.
21 states have declared states of emergencies. America is listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hands.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
That heat's going to be out there for one more day.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
Put the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcasts.com. Connect to Fox News Audio on the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Fallon, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
Hi, this is Ted Cruz. Join Ben Ferguson and me each weekend for Verdict. We take you behind the scenes for the ultimate insider show with the most up-to-date news and reaction.
Saturday mornings at 10 on KDAWN and everywhere on the free Odyssey app.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. That's right. Wake up. Wake up. It's the Mark Hoke Show. Best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I don't know. When I produce a show, Phil, I hate when hosts do that stupid pregnant pause, and I just did it. The pregnant pause is scary for somebody that's running the board. If you have never done sound for anything, the worst thing you can have is silence.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst.
On any production, any broadcast, that silence can
brutal. It's why I hate turning we were asked, I forgot to do it over this last break, but we were asked to turn the advertisements off on the station for the live stream from now on. So just in case you're wondering why it goes silent, that's why. But I hate silence. And I hate when this guy's silent too, especially when we're at work, because it can be very painful to do what we do. Let's bring in the Haymaker, Eric Hay, and I'll actually turn his microphone on too. That could help.
Thank you.
What's up, big man?
Good morning, Mark, Phil, Las Vegas, and the wrestling world.
Wow. That was peppy.
Thank you.
We don't do peppy here. I mean, I do peppy, I guess, but I don't know. I'm in a weird mood today. I just had such a great time over at FSW because I got to see everybody that I hadn't seen forever. Ice Williams and, the Songbird and God, who else did I met Tom Lawler last night. And he was clean. He's not filthy. He's really not. I mean,
I'm shaking my head at you.
Why? What did I do? Why?
He's a dirty man.
Wow. Have you had an encounter with
yes,
Mr. Lawler?
Sounds like it.
But he is dirty. Tom Lawler.
He's a filthy man. He's not filthy. He's a good dude. Good dude. It's great to see. My daughter took a great picture of him and Jake Black last night. I know I've got that up somewhere. I was firing stuff on so many social medias last night. Except for some reason, I didn't have my TikTok password. I hadn't signed in on my phone yet. So I'm starting to try to get some stuff up on TikTok. But we're kind of all over the place. Just look for the Mark Hoke Show. You'll find us on all the social media.
And shout out to Jake Black. I love Jake Black. It's been
You love Jake Black?
We used to work together at CCW.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yes. He was an East Coastie, and now he's in Vegas.
Huh. All right. Well, I told Jake got to get him on the show, so I'll have to reach out to him and get him on the air with us. But yeah, it was just a blast last night. G Sharp looking good. He has come a long way, by the way, as the FSW heavyweight champ, and his progression has been fantastic. And he's got a good look to him too. He's scary. He's scary. You meet the guy, and he's a nice guy, but man, in ring, I'd be looking at that hair and the look he gets on his face, and I'd be running for the hills. Phil, if we ever get in a match with G Sharp, I'll let you handle him.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. But awesome time at FSW at the Hypersports Arena at the Luxor. Congratulations to FSW on an amazing night, and hopefully they will be back there a lot more. Guys, do you realize this Saturday, even though nobody's been really talking about it that much, the Royal Rumble is Saturday. This will be coming to you.
Weird.
Don't you think so? Don't you think so, guys? There's been a lot of good matches on TV, and we've had some other storylines, like this thing with AJ Styles and so on. Mm-hmm. So much that the Rumble, I don't want to say it got forgotten, but people aren't talking about it that much on TV, and it's weird. It's weird. Normally, that's getting thrown in our face for 2 months. Eric, are you surprised the lack of hype for the Rumble?
I'm very surprised. Like you said, it's usually they're starting to hype it up right after Survivor Series, and nothing, or very little, until last few weeks. It's like they've focused yes on John Cena in December. After that, though, that's when they should have started the Rumble hype. Should have had everyone saying, "Hey, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to win the Rumble. I'm gonna, or at least find right, or at least the January 5th Raw, the one with when Punk and Breaker wrestled. That would have been the perfect time to start promoting the Rumble and saying, "Hey, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to throw out 29 people, even though you don't actually do that, and I'm going to win the match and go to WrestleMania and face the champion main event." Even though we know how that goes too.
Maybe we're just stepping away from that a little bit. I don't know. By the way, I did see a funny video. Somebody set up a video game with how Rikishi would book the Royal Rumble and had Jey Uso in the middle of the ring, and there were like 10 or 11 Hall of Fame wrestlers just leaning on the ropes, and Jey just super kicked every one of them over the top. That was pretty funny. I got a kick out. I'm like, okay, it is Royal Rumble season, but I wonder if Saraya's coming back. There's talk she's been doing some training. Kevin Owens has been training. We're wondering if Chris Jericho is going to be popping up. A lot of interesting possibilities in terms of guests showing up, Phil.
Mm-hmm. I'm really curious who all will be the surprises, because that's always been. I always thought the fun part about the Royal Rumble, like, here's randomly Bushwhacker Luke. Like, he's not going to win, but man, it'd be cool to see Bushwhacker Luke. Who's the surprise? So I'm really curious who it's going to be.
I'm hoping it's the Yeti.
The Yeti.
Oh,
Yeti.
Yeti.
Tony Schiavone said.
I really thought you said the Eddie, and I'm so confused.
No, the Yeti. The Yeti. The Yeti. Let's bring back the Shockmaster too. Just take up 10 spots in the men's Royal Rumble with bad gimmicks. Like really bad gimmicks.
The Repo Man.
Repo,
the Gobbledygooker.
Oh, see, the Gobbledygooker was the worst.
It was.
That was a Guerrero, by the way, which is unbelievable when you really think about that. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting Royal Rumble. And the betting odds are up on our favorite site, betonline.ag, which if you go on markhokeshow.com and you click on the banner there, you'll go over to betonline.ag where you can bet on professional wrestling and so much more. And you'll get a nice little bonus too. It's 50% matching bonus up to $1,000. So you put on 1,000, you get 500 with the code BOL1000. So you might want to do that right now. You can bet on your footy football games too. Some big games today. So check out at betonline.ag. But guys, not a lot of movement here with the betting odds for the Royal Rumble. Here's where it's at now. Roman Reigns' number has gone slightly down. He's at plus 175. He was at plus 150. Gunther has now moved into second. He's now plus 200. And then it's Sami Zayn. Now on the top line, he is at plus 400. Braun Breaker plus 525. LA Knight plus 600. Jacob Fatu has moved up plus 700. Obafemi's at plus 1400. They got Seth Rollins in there still, even though he's saying, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to wrestle at WrestleMania. But they put him in plus 1800. I don't know. Maybe he's messing with everybody's heads again. Dom plus 2,000. Punk plus 2,000. Lesnar 2,500. These two guys right here, Lesnar and Randy Orton plus 2,500. Man, I'd be tempted to throw $5 down just on those guys. What do you think of these odds? And what do you think about Orton and Lesnar possibly winning the Rumble? Phil?
I don't think it's going to be either of them. That's nothing against them. It's just I don't think they're who they're going to go to Mania with. But it's intriguing because you're right. Like $5, I give you $12,000. Okay.
Eric, what do you think?
Not bad for $5.
No, I mean it's worth throwing a 5 spot down on some of these guys. Eric, what do you think about these betting odds for the Rumble?
I mean, as you and I know, odds are huge when it comes to the betting world. I mean, obviously they know that neither one, like Phil said, neither one of them are winning. It's not bad to put $5-10 on just as a shot in the dark, but I can't see either one of them getting their third win. don't know if they want to leave that strictly for Austin or someone else in the future, but I don't see that happening.
I'm still intrigued by Randy Orton winning the Rumble. I think it would be great to see him in the main event, but that's just me, I guess. But Phil, who's going to win?
I'm really going Gunter.
And why do you say that? And I would assume you'd have him going against Punk then, right?
Yeah,
he's on SmackDown, so
yeah, go for Punk. Because I'm the best Phil in wrestling. So
wow,
he retires John Cena. Might retire AJ Styles at Royal Rumble, and then goes on to win the Royal Rumble. I think you're just writing the story of Gunter.
Okay, Eric, who's your winner right now?
I have LA Knight.
Ooh,
I think that it's time to finally push that button. I think Gunther is going to be set up for Lesnar at WrestleMania.
That would be a fun match. That would be a fun match. LA Knights. It's and I could see that happening. I mean, that would be great for Vegas too, because if you don't know, LA did do some of his training at Future Stars of Wrestling here in Las Vegas, so he is a very familiar figure to everyone here. I kind of like the betting favorite there with Roman, but God, Randy is just hanging out there and just pops up and saying he's going to challenge, and you better be ready for me. And I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so. That's the fun thing about this year's Rumble. Normally we have it pretty well set. We know who's going to win, but this men's Rumble, I don't have a clue. I mean, I have slight clues, but not the clue. It's pretty exciting, right?
It is. I mean, last year everyone was on the John Cena wagon. We all thought Cena was winning it, and then they threw us for a loop by having Jey Uso win it.
Yeah, how'd that work out?
Like a fart in church.
Well, it wasn't that bad.
No, but it didn't really do much. He won the title from Gunther, lost it 3 months later.
Phil, we've got some names popping up in the chat box. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, go
Are
for
you ready
it.
for this?
Go
So
for
Coach Rosey's hanging out. I know he's doing some flying here, but Coach Rosey is saying he's still going with Sammy. So he's got him. We have Javon Campbell, and I'm loving this. El Grande Americano is winning the Rumble. Which one? Who knows?
Exactly. Three of them come out later to challenge for the championship.
That would be funny. That would be fun messing with Punk like that. I'm down with that. Coach Rosey also said, "How about Jericho?" And Javon Campbell, 8357 in the chat box. Also, Jericho is going to put everyone on the list. If Chris was standing outside the ring with the list, let's say Jericho draws one and then just stands out there and starts putting everybody's name on the list. That would be amusing.
What's funny is I was thinking, like, if Jericho does go back to WWE, I think he is a great talker. He sounds great. He hosted a game show on ABC.
Yeah.
Put him in a suit, make him talk. Like, I don't think we're losing anything by having him do that. Like, so when you say like have the list, I'm like, yeah, he doesn't need to wrestle. Have him do that. He'd be like he's agenting on the outside and like taking off the boxes. Like, look, I won this bet. Like, this is.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, some other names, by the way, that BetOnline.ag has listed. They've got The Rock. They got Drew winning the. I guess they had to have him in there. AJ, Logan Paul, Solo Sikoa, Damian Priest, Chad Gable's on there, Austin Theory, Finn Balor. By the way, Finn, great match with CM Punk on Monday Night Raw. That actually had a big fight feel to it over there in Europe. So nice job by Finn Balor. Rey Mysterio, no. Pento. Kevin Owens. KO's looming. He was down at the Performance Center a couple months ago. He was moving around. Oh, would you love to see a Kevin Owens come back at the Rumble? I would. Eric?
I would love it. I mean, he's great on them everywhere, and he'd be great to have back. I just want him to be healthy first.
Phil, you're thinking about something. What do you, Phil Stamper? Whenever Phil at Trust and Phil, by the way, is thinking about something, I get intrigued and I get scared at the same time.
No, this time there was somebody else in the house, and so I was.
Okay.
What's going on?
More and more.
I muted myself for a minute because I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
Jack Frost is paying a visit.
Yeah, basically, and cold. It's really cold.
Yeah, so the men's Royal Rumble wide open this year. The women's, I believe, is completely not wide open at all. And I think Liv Morgan, especially with her performance on Saturday night's main event last night and what she did on Raw this week, that's over. Liv Morgan is winning the women's Royal Rumble. I don't think there's any question about it. Phil, this is done, right? Maybe.
I'm like, there's one name that I look at that I'm like, there was so much buzz around her, and I feel like it's died down a bit, that now re-injecting her into the Royal Rumble, and that's Jordan Grace.
Ooh.
I think that could be the surprise.
That's interesting. Even though she's messing around with Jade Cargill right now.
Why not? Up the ante. She still then has the beef with Jade, and then maybe that becomes a three-way, or then down the road there's then another payoff.
That's an interesting one. Let me Phil, I would suggest you get on the website because betonline.ag has her plus 6,600. Plus 6,600. What line is she on? Because they have them lined up by threes on here. Third line, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's like the mid 20s in terms of betting odds. It's Liv Morgan now minus 120. So they're sold. Liv's going to do this. But Bianca Belair is still second, and she's not been back yet from that hand surgery. They got her plus 200, Rhea plus 3, Tiffany Stratton plus 7, Charlotte Flair plus 12, Io Sky plus 14. Then it goes Lyra Valkyria, Nia Jax, Chelsea Green, AJ Lee, Asuka, and Jade Cargill are your next group. So that's pretty interesting. Another name out there that might be intriguing is Julia. She's been wrestling pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a fun one there. They've got Blake Monroe. Boy, that would be fun if she showed up at the Royal Rumble, wouldn't it?
It wouldn't and wouldn't, because being where the Royal Rumble is at, she's. I think she'd be better off if it was in the United States, coming out and wearing something entertaining and just being herself versus being handcuffed in a way in Saudi Arabia.
Whoa, getting handcuffed in Saudi Arabia. Once again, you should pay extra for that too.
You never know.
Oh man, but yeah, this is like I said, I think this women's Royal Rumble is over, but we'll find out. You never know. But the other two matches on the card right now, Sami Zayn won that fatal 4-way. He will be challenging Drew McIntyre for the WWE Undisputed Championship. Gentlemen, I'm going to put you online right now. Winner of the match is Eric.
Drew McIntyre.
Phil?
I'm going Drew.
Yeah, it's Drew. Come on. Sammy, they still haven't gotten over Sammy being a little grumpy, but over there before he finally gave in to the money. But they love him over there. It's gonna be a really live crowd. I mean, Drew's gonna be facing some serious boos over there. But yeah, I can't see Sami Zayn winning the championship. Yeah. But this other one is very intriguing because AJ Styles, of course, announced earlier that he was going to be retiring this year. They put in a stipulation with his match with Gunther that if he loses, his career is over. Phil, do they do it this fast or do we drag this out?
I really thought when AJ announced it that he was like, at WrestleMania, I'm retiring. So to see this, I'm like, oh, because we're close. It's already been out there. he's not getting like the big tour that John Cena did, but that was also very different. And so part of me feels like this might be it.
Oh my God, no!
I can see shenanigans. Eric. It's wrestling. There's always shenanigans. We can always change the rules later, but
Well, I saw something that his performer contract is up in February.
That's right. I did read that too.
So this could be it.
Oh, I can't imagine them not having him do a bunch of matches this year. But I guess it's up to him. You know, if he wants to step aside. And if Gunther retires AJ Styles, good Lord, that's not bad, man. Taking out Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles in about a year time. That'll elevate your character just a little bit, Phil.
I agree. I definitely. That's why I'm like, and then the Rumble, and like you have this path.
Who else is he gonna kill? Is there Eric? Who else can he knock off? Is there anybody else he could retire right now?
Lesnar.
That's another one. See, now that match is gonna be fun. I am gonna be so intrigued to see how Brock Lesnar handles that. I mean, and honestly, just for seeing the kind of person that Brock is and how he likes to perform, he's probably really looking forward to that match. I would think. I mean, if you're a competitor, even though it is pro wrestling, man, you want to test yourself against a guy like that. I would think that Brock would be very intrigued by the possibility of taking on Gunther, wouldn't you guys?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Very much so.
You know, like Phil taking on Micro Man. I mean, that's probably his.
Hey,
sorry. No, you're not that short, Phil. Come on.
I literally I'm adjusting my camera so it makes it look like I'm taller.
Oh my God!
Triple threat match. Phil, Omos, Microman. Look at it.
That's not a triple threat. That's like a threat and a half.
To be fair, I am taller than AJ Styles.
Are you?
Yes, like by half an inch.
That's it. Well, I don't. You know, the funny part is Phil and I have never met face to face, so I don't know where I fall into the Phil thing. And I doubt Phil wants to say how tall he is on the air. So
5'7".
You're 5'7", so we're about the same height.
Yeah.
Oh man, we'd be an interesting tag team. I'm thinking about it. I gotta get you out here for WrestleMania. Anyway, we gotta get our break in. Jeez, we're like 5 minutes behind. All right, when we come back, we're just gonna babble more about pro wrestling because that's what we do. We're having a great time here on the Mark Hoke Show. Phil Stamper, one of the great guys in pro wrestling, at Trust and Phil, the Haymaker, Eric Hay, join us in the house as well. We will be right back. And once again, get on that Odyssey app or get in the chat box, fire away because we're just stumbling all over the place. Join in the fun too. Stick around. We'll be right back.
This is Ken Good.
This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Phil Stamper continues to adjust his camera just a little bit higher. It's just kind of funny. Oh, man. I love you, Phil. I really do. I know I'm taking a chair in the back at some point, but that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind. Just as long as you don't, no brass knucks. I got to keep this pretty face.
I don't think I can take brass knucks on the plane.
Yeah, but it's not like you can't get brass knucks in Las Vegas.
Okay,
are you
fair.
kidding me? Jeez, unbelievable. And Eric Hay on the line with us too here in studio, having a good old time.
Great time.
Eric, you may have to protect me from Phil. I don't know. This is one of those pro wrestling angles where it could be best friends or mortal enemies. I don't know.
I feel like it would be Stu. I feel like Stu would be the one to like step in front of a. You guys are friends. You can't do this.
We got to talk Stu. And Stu's taking a break from doing wrestling stuff, but we got to talk to him about coming back. We miss Stu a lot. Stu is awesome.
The Mark Hoke Show explodes. Book it.
Explodes.
Like the Mega Powers. Book it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We can book the limo and everything.
Jeez. Now you're going to blow me up? Man, I'll take the brass knucks over exploding limo. Holy cow. Phil's mind is just going all over the place. Anyway, let's get back to some of the other wrestling news going on. Boy, our good friend Tom Pestock, otherwise known as Bishop Dyer, otherwise known as Baron Corbin, caught a break. Was driving Big Show around Orlando, apparently. Got a phone call, and Billy Gunn asked him to come in and wrestle in a 6-man match with him in his dark match on AEW. And, Tony was watching. And, of course, he's been out there just tearing the indies apart. But, guys, what do you think? Bishop Dyer, AEW, is that a good call? Eric, what do you think?
Could be a great call. I mean, look at other guys when they've left or been let go and where they went somewhere else and how much it helped them.
Phil, this is one of those cases where I think you kind of had to miss the guy or have the guy gone to realize how much you missed him. And
I think that's exactly
he's a great talent. He really is. I always liked him. I thought he got absolutely hosed and put in some terrible spots in WWE and still managed to make stuff of it.
Yeah.
Now, I think if Tony signed him, sky's the limit for Bishop Dyer.
I think we saw now that he's left WWE, you got to see a different version of his in-ring style. And so I think that's helped the perception. The fact that so many of those people at AEW know him and have worked with him before, who feel comfortable with him, and he fit in. So I think it is going to work great all around.
Yeah, the crowd was hot for him too. They were thrilled to see him. So yeah, but it's just crazy how things work sometimes. That it's just hanging around, driving around a buddy, and all of a sudden you get a call. I mean, isn't that weird how the business works sometimes? I'd ask Phil, but
very much so.
Very good, Bill. All right, I'm doing an analysis.
It is though. I mean, look at past history. I mean, one thing happens and it ends up causing something better to happen.
Yeah. So wish him all the best. I hope he does sign with AEW. I think that would be fantastic. One other thing, we had Adam Pearce get beat up by Braun Breaker, by the way. And look, I have been saying for a while now that I want this Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis match. Maybe it would be one of my top 5 matches if I could put one together that I would do it. I would love to see those two guys battle it out in WWE. But I don't know if I'd want to see Adam Pearce and Braun Breaker. I think that would be a little shaky. But Phil, would you like to just see Adam Pearce wrestle a couple matches at least?
Not in the WWE form, because him stepping in that, I think he would stick to, well, I'm the general manager, I'm not a wrestler. And I think he would change his style to fit that perspective. So I right now, no. My answer would be no.
No, Eric, I think he'd love to bring back Scrap Daddy for a night.
I think he would love it too, but like Phil said, he would have to be in that character mode in WWE.
Man, you guys try to spoil my fun.
I'm sorry.
Want us to keep it real? You want us to?
I know.
Mark, everything you say.
But come on. The two former NWA champions hooking it up one time. I mean, because you could actually do that match and do what you guys are saying of keeping somewhat in the general manager capacity there, because it would be both general managers. And like, no, I'm sure Nick has stayed in shape. I'm sure Adam could, would be ready to roll too. Come on, you can't tell me that might not be a lot of fun. A little brand supremacy thing, Phil. Come on.
I mean, from that perspective, I think there would be fun. That's just it. I think they would make it the WWE version of it. So it'd be fun. It'd be a little cheeky. Nick Aldis would come out because he's known as being the wrestler for the more of the mainstream audience. The mainstream audience doesn't really know about Adam Pearce's history. So I could see Nick Aldis walking away with it in that perspective. I think either perspective, unless Adam Pearce plays dirty and actually aligns with Braun Breaker. I think that's the plot nobody sees coming.
Oh, that would be all right. Phil, we need to invade the WWE creative room, to say the least. I think we got to get in there. By the way, what did you guys think of the WWE Unreal, these previews that have been coming out on this thing? Boy, I'll tell you, the rumor had that the Road Dogg is off the creative team now, but I don't know. There was some weird stuff. Some really strange things getting said in there. Michael Hayes, kind of dropping some bombs, and and Road Dogg with the Chelsea Green thing. Eric, what did you think about this? I mean, does Unreal help WWE?
I think yes and no. I mean, it finally gives all of the fans what they've wanted to see since the late 90s, how everything is done behind the scenes. But at the same time, it also takes away. It gives and it takes away at the same time.
Phil, what do you think about that, of opening the door that wide?
I mean, the door's open, so I get it. I get why you would want to capitalize on it. What's been interesting to see is a lot more behind the scenes stuff is sometimes viewed more than the actual product. But at the same time, it's pulling the curtain so far back. You're getting things like this. You're getting kind of like, that probably shouldn't have been said out loud and shared to the public in a private conversation. So at the same time, because it's wrestling, I think there's a lot of work in there too. I think there's some things that are still being protected. So it's like, why are we seeing this open and truthful exposure, and this other, like, we're going to protect this and make this part of the storyline? Like, I don't like it. I don't like it for that perspective, because I think, like, okay, then how are you purposefully choosing which one you're protecting and not protecting?
Well, WWE is generally pretty good at controlling their narrative. And when they put these shows like Unreal out, they're not going to put anything out there that they think is going to, ruin stories or make a situation that is going to cause them trouble. So what they're putting out there, they don't mind having it out there. It's not like I don't think they're sitting around doing this show and saying, oh, you know what, it's just put it all out there. We've got, just like if you were in an NFL locker room and the footage was uncensored and everything else. So we'll just put it all out there, man. Whatever we say, we say. That's not how WWE works. They will let out there what they want out there, and but it's interesting that they're busting people's chops sometimes on there, and it's I don't know some of the things I hear I'd want said. So it's an intriguing show, and it's almost propaganda-ish to me to a point, Eric.
No, it is, and to what you said, I don't want to see them demeaning the wrestlers or punishing them for they made a mistake, like the first season when they had gone on Tiffany's case for what she said to Charlotte, and then I guess this season with LA Knight. You don't want to necessarily see that.
Yeah, and what did you think, Phil, of that LA Knight thing? You're giggling.
I'm laughing because very earlier on when we were talking about Royal Rumble, I was actually going to say, because you made the comment, Jay is so super kicking everybody. I was like, oh, except LA Knight, who'd be out of position. That's not even trying to take a shot. And that's why I didn't say it. So then when you called LA Knight to win, I was like, oh no. So that's in my brain. And it's like, but you can play that off. I hate to say it like that now. I think he's recovered. I think all the heat's buried. I think it's all gone. But then there's also that little part of in my brain that's like, you can play it off like, Tyson slipping and sliding under the ring.
Yeah. And you like LA Knight getting crushed in that segment. Once again, I think that they're using that as a sympathy play for LA Knight. So when he gets back from this little hiatus that they're pulling with him, that people are going to be behind him even more, because you watch that and you feel bad for LA Knight. You really do. Even though he did make a slight mistake, you still feel terrible for the guy. Now with everything else going on and the perception that he's getting buried, now you get to see him get his butt chewed out. Plays right into what they want. What WWE wants you to think about LA Knight, that he's the persecuted one, the one that's being held down. When is he going to finally get his chance? Oh, they're never going to do it after this happened. No wonder. It's a game, Phil. It's a game.
Right. It totally is. It totally is.
Now, there's an interesting comment in the chat box from TubeMan316. Do you see Triple H being replaced by The Rock and Brian Gerwitz, who Gerwitz is on the creative team and he usually has handled a lot of stuff for The Rock? Do you see Triple H being replaced in creative if AJ Styles retires to Gunther thanks to the internet wrestling community? That kind of wobbled a little bit. But look, I think there's some legit heat between Triple H and The Rock. And, and you're shaking your head, Phil. I had a feeling, I would have a feeling that if The Rock were given the opportunity today to say, okay, who's the COO? I don't think it would be Mr. Levesque. I really don't. I think he'd be gone. What do you think?
So what's funny, this morning popped up on my algorithm was a clip from The Rock show where Triple H is in the locker room and he goes over to The Rock and says, once I win, I'll give you an autograph that you can sell to make money. And I'm like, oh no. So there's a little voice in my brain that's like, it might be more real than we expect. I mean, I'll be honest, for all the Vince McMahon stuff, I thought Triple H was already on his way out. So now I'm like, but we've been feeling like this for a couple of years, to be very honest. So now I'm like, I don't know if it'll immediately happen. Could I see it eventually? Yeah, The Rock is still making movies. What's really his focus? Does he want to dedicate to be the lead on creative or production or something with WWE? And I'm like, I don't see that as much. I think if he wants to quiet down and doesn't want to be in Hollywood anymore and wants to take this on, sure. He doesn't want that responsibility. So I feel like for now it's going to stay with Triple H. But there's going to be digs when he has the chance.
Yeah, this tension is not going away, Eric.
No, it's not. But again, I agree with Phil. Triple H isn't going anywhere for a while, and The Rock's got how many moving parts going on in his world? He's got the acting. He's got all these different businesses with his ex-wife that he's running. So I don't think he has the time right now.
Yeah, but you know what his love is. You know what his love is. It's pro wrestling. So we'll see. All right. And Phil, you got to head out of here?
I do. I have to take care of something in my office job.
Fair enough. Well, Phil, thanks for being with us. And tell everybody where they can find you here real quick.
You can follow me on all of my social media at Trust and Phil. No, I don't have an OF. So X, Twitter, Xbox, Instagram, you name it. Look.
Xbox?
And Phil. Even Xbox.
Even Xbox.
Wow.
What games do you play, Phil?
I play a lot of Fortnite.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me in the least. Phil Stamper, everybody. Great to talk to you, buddy. Be safe out there. Take it easy and stay warm, all right?
Will do.
All right. We'll be back.
Bye, Phil.
Final segment of the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. We will be right back.
I used to work for the insurance companies. I saw their delays, excuses, and lowball offers. Every time someone got hurt, I realized this system wasn't built for you. It never will be. So now I've
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Yeah, that's me. Little Holston's shenanigans and hijinks here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Also on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. Go get that app now. And maybe you won't get roasted on Twitter like I'm going to talk about in a minute. And we're also streaming on X, YouTube, and Facebook. Just look up the Mark Hoke Show. We got you. Hey, breaking story, Eric Hay. Breaking story. Da-la-la-da-la. Here we go. Shinsuke Nakamura just confirmed that AJ Styles is indeed retiring at the Royal Rumble next week in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Apparently, he was writing in a diary or something. Said, I asked him, when are you going to retire? He answered, at the Royal Rumble, I've already decided. Work or truth, Eric A?
It's funny you mentioned that because I was just reading up about that on the break. I guess he posted on Instagram and then since then deleted it, talking about their history and stuff. I mean, it makes sense, especially since this is his 10-year anniversary with WWE.
I don't know. It just seems so sudden.
mean, I don't want to see it because I love watching AJ Styles in the ring. He's not no pun intended, but he is phenomenal.
Yeah. And it's funny, some of the stuff that I've been seeing about AJ, a lot of people were like, okay, you retire from WWE and then get over to AEW so you can wrestle Kenny Omega and some of these other guys. We want to see you do some AEW work. And there was rumor that AJ was at least getting talked to a little bit by AEW. So I don't know. Look, man, this makes this Royal Rumble a little more intriguing. I'm almost more curious about this than the actual Royal Rumble matches. So I don't know, but Shinsuke's a pal.
Well, they've done a great job of making us wonder, especially from their match on Raw.
Yeah,
where Gunther did tap, but it wasn't seen. So you're making us think, well, AJ beat him in a way. Can he do it again?
Yeah, and it is kind of weird that they jammed this match with Shinsuke on Saturday night's main event. Just threw it in there real quick. So I don't know. Maybe he wanted to wrestle Shinsuke one more time before it was all over. So,
and they needed it. They needed to make up for WrestleMania.
Yeah,
34.
Very true. Well, Eric, I believe I told you this story. I wanted to address it on the show because Freezing Cold Takes, if you haven't seen the X account, they find people that say things that go very badly on their X accounts and put them up. Never in a million years, because I'm usually about 99.9% right, that I think that I would find myself on Freezing Cold Takes. But I did it. I did it, Eric. I was speaking about the head coach of Indiana, who used to coach James Madison, who used to tangle with NDSU, and we beat him up pretty hard. They beat us once. But I was talking about him, and this was from last year after Indiana had the nice season, but couldn't beat anybody. You ready? Here was my take. I said Signetti is an overrated trash-talking jerk. He only managed to clip NDSU once, got beat after his JMU playoff BS, played 3 crap teams out of conference. The conference wins came against the bottom 8 of the Big Ten and got boat raced by the one good team they played. Nothing is a lie there, by the way. Nothing is a lie. Out of conference schedule is pathetic in 2025, but this time he gets Penn State, Oregon, Illinois, Iowa, plus UCLA and Wisconsin. Good luck, Big Mouth. Well, Mr. Signetti, of course, ran the table and, as the head coach of Indiana and won the national championship. So that got put up. Now, I'm going to say this, though, in my defense. 3/4 of that tweet is correct.
No, it is.
It is completely correct. But congratulations to Coach. But I had some interest. You had so much time to delete this, pal. Might want to stick to Wrestling Takes fam. The irony that you called him Big Mouth was one of yours that broadcasted your ignorance. Kirsten Tannis, get a life, will you? You broadcasted your ignorance. I love X sometimes. What do we got? I got a rock meme, or a rock gift. Shut up, I can't say it. Let's see. I had a. I'm trying to find. Yeah, somebody said he did just fine. Yeah, he did. He said your show tomorrow should be interesting. There it is. Aged like milk. Yeah, I got. Yikes! What a loser. Good Lord. But yeah, I mean, these are pretty good. Yeah, somebody's Jackson tweeting said that's an all-timer. I still stand by what I said, but look, had a great season. Congratulations. Winning a national championship at Indiana, pretty impressive. So, but I will say one thing to Mr. Signetti, Eric. Would you like to know what that is?
I'm very curious.
NDSU still owns you. We own you.
And to back you up, what were their odds before the season started? 100-1.
Yeah.
So, and yes, it turned out great for them, obviously, but no one knew that prior to the season starting.
No.
So, like I said, you're completely validated. I mean, unfortunately, like I said, the result didn't age well, but at the end of the day, you just talked about what you've seen from him.
Yeah. So, look, I think it's kind of funny though. Social media. I don't delete unless I have a typo or something came out wrong. I don't delete my tweets. Because I said what I said. It's kind of fun to see when you're right and sometimes when you're wrong. So freezing cold takes, but I highly recommend following that account. It is a great Twitter account. So thank you guys for putting me on blast. I appreciate it. Eric, that's going to do it for us, man. Royal Rumble Saturday night. Saturday morning, sorry.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to watch, but that night I'm going to.
Yeah, this is going to be an intriguing men's Royal Rumble. So brace yourselves. Should be a terrific night. And I would like to ask all of you, please take a second. Follow us on X at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, The Mark Hoke Show. And join us for all the fun. We're getting active over there on all those social platforms. And I hope you all have a terrific day. If you're not in Las Vegas and you're in this winter storm stuff, just take it easy. Stay home. Be safe. Make the Domino's driver bring you food. He'll be ready, I promise.
If they can get to them.
Yeah, if they can get to you. But have a great day, Las Vegas. Always fun to talk to you. We'll see you next week on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN. Have a great day.
Bye, everyone.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show. Like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show. And visit markhokeshow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.